And
We are live.
Theoretically live. Maybe even actually live.
Welcome to the Midweek Songwriter Swap.
Well, swap. We're not swapping songwriters.
Well, that's true. But that's why I've been listing it anyway.
Yeah.
We are Dan and Faith. We are in Charlestown, New Hampshire, and with us this evening is John Ferullo, who is in Chelmsford or somewhere down there.
Westford.
Westford.
A Ford.
One of those Fords.
Yeah.
One of those
Yeah.
Fords.
Where
Down
there's nothing to ford, but
down in the wilds of Massachusetts, yes.
Wild.
yes. We used to live closer to there, but we thought we'd start off with a little song about New England. Oh yeah.
Mechanics.
There we go. Bring us up to full screen here. Thank you for the reminder.
Yep, that's what I'm here for.
A perfect summer morning. Air is crisp and sweet. Blue skies overhead and people in the streets. This is why we live in New England. Why we put up with all the snow.
All that snow.
A perfect day in New England. It's like nothing else we know. Winters are long. That certainly is true. Snuggle up together. Ride those storms through. Soon enough, winter winds give way to spring. That's when our hearts begin to sing. This is why we live in New England. Why we put up with all the snow.
Too much snow.
A perfect day in New England. It's like nothing else we know. Those dog days of summer, sticky and hot. Here those are rare. Down south they are not. And when they have gone and passed us by, crisp air returns beneath clear skies. This is why we live in New England. Why we put up with all the snow.
Enough with the snow.
A perfect day in New England. It's like nothing else we know. Autumn brings bright colors, sets the hills ablaze. Falling light reminds us of coming shorter days. Harvest yields its bounty as we gently sigh. Another year is ending, passing us by. This is why we live in New England. Why we put up with all the snow.
No more snow.
A perfect day in New England. It's like nothing else we know. This land is warm and welcoming, as a sweet embrace could be. Winter storms bring sleepless nights, but that's okay with me. Sit by the fire on a chilly night. When we are together, all is bright. And still we embrace New England, even when there's too much snow. For those perfect days in New England are the sweetest we'll ever know. Yes, those perfect days in New England, they're the sweetest we'll ever know.
Nice. That's a
Yeah.
great song. I haven't heard that because I haven't seen you guys in person in so long.
I know, it's been forever.
Yeah, that one didn't make it onto the new CD. It'll be on the next one.
Once we actually record it at speed.
We did a full recording of it and listened back to it and said,
Like, that
That-
drag.
that's just not
That's
right.
Terrible.
Oh,
So, yeah.
So we'll do that one again.
oh yeah. Sometimes you have to do a few of them to get what you
Yeah.
really want.
Yep.
What you got, John?
Well, since you talked about a nice day in New England, I'll do my nice day song. Sun is shining in my backyard. I work all morning, but I won't work that hard. The lake is calling and the birds fly by. The sun is shining on me. The cat in the window watches life flow by. Birds on the feeder don't even bother to fly. Take another sip of my lemonade. Think I'll move to the shade. My time means more than just getting old. My treasure's more than diamonds and gold. My kitty stretches and it bumps into me. I guess it's time for tea. The day's over and the night's coming on. I never got to cutting the lawn, but I saw a hawk and an osprey. Had a real good day. Had a real good day.
Yeah, love that one.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Thanks, Debbie. I like my background too.
Hey, Debbie.
Hey,
It hides
Debbie.
the stuff
Yeah.
behind there.
Yeah, we were asking if Fuse can do hand puppets later, or shadow puppets.
Shadow puppets.
It's the perfect screen for it, especially when you move the lighting behind it.
Yeah.
It was great. Yeah.
Just get my head wrapped around where this song starts. And so the fun part of song swaps is then deciding what
to
song to
follow.
follow with. As
Yeah.
John just followed ours, and now we're trying to think of something. So we thought we would take you to a place near where John lives, Concord, Massachusetts,
Ah.
on the Concord River. Let's see if I remember how this one starts.
That's
There you
better.
go. Moon rising on the river tonight, reflecting on water shining so bright. Lovers embrace in warm evening air, lost in the moment with nary a care. Geese are out taking their young for a swim, rounding up stragglers, gather them in. Beavers out swimming as we paddle by, a slap and a splash as we say goodbye. Gliding on water at the close of the day, herons are hunting, muskrats at play. Reflecting on water, beautiful sight. The moon over Concord tonight. The moon over Concord tonight. Swallows chase bugs with a swoop and a soar. Bullfrogs are croaking as night comes once more. Just twilight time at the close of the day. As some creatures sleep, others come out to play. Paddles on water, silent and free, exploring the river that flows to the sea. Head on upstream with the sun setting low, then float on back down when it's time to go. Gliding on water at the close of the day, herons are hunting, muskrats at play. Reflecting on water, beautiful sight. The moon over Concord tonight. the moon over Concord tonight. It's coming along toward the solo, and it's like, oh yeah, I play a solo in this. Where the hell does it start?
What's the
You were
next
close.
note?
It was,
I was-
only off by a couple frets.
Well, I was at
Wrong
the right.
dot.
Well, if it weren't for the capo, I'd have been at the right dot. But yeah,
Remember,
have
you
not
only
played that in a really long time.
you only ever one fret away from a good note.
Yeah.
And it was a perfectly good note, it just wasn't the right one.
Back over to you, John. Oh,
I like that. It reminded me that I haven't had my boat out yet this summer. I'll do your Nana's song because I know you guys like it. Well, the daffodils are yellow and all turning toward the sun. The phlox is purple, bright and green. Tulips have just started, the crocuses are done. His garden is a sight to be seen. Well, the bees all buzz around, and they do a honey dance. Little crawly bugs scoot by. Frogs and toads are looking for springtime romance. Birds take up the big blue sky. It's a lovely spring day, so tears beg your pardon. There's a colorful new butterfly in Marjorie's garden. Well, dandelions don't dare grow where flowers ought to be. There's not a weed or grass in sight. Every plant is placed there on a tender bended knee. Everyone is fed just right. The bulbs will nap all winter, in the spring poke out their heads. Winter frost can't get them where they sleep. Perennials are special, they have their own new bed. Remember, please don't plant them too deep. It's a lovely spring day, so tears beg your pardon. There's a colorful new butterfly in Marjorie's garden. Well, a rainy day in April needs more flowers come in May. The garden's muddy, the trees sprout leaves. She loves her little garden, even on a rainy day. It's not what you see, it's what you believe. It's a lovely spring day, so tears beg your pardon. There's a colorful new butterfly in Marjorie's garden. It's a lovely spring day, so now tears beg your pardon. There's a colorful new butterfly in Marjorie's garden.
We were both having a good time singing Betsy's part on that.
I know, I could hear it in my head. I knew you were doing it.
Yep, and what's especially fun is that that high ooh that she does when you get to the little musical interlude.
Yeah.
Dan was doing it on the right pitch.
yeah.
And then we started cracking up.
Well, I think it was Ephraim who's like worked with me on getting control of head voice. And I don't do it very often, but
Yeah,
it's kind of fun.
Dan was convinced he didn't have falsetto until, and actually I thought it was Maria who fed you the falsetto.
Ephraim got me started, and it was Maria who really got it
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So.
It's tricky to control.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we thought we'd do one also in memory of somebody. This is
Yeah.
from the new album.
And where that was John's mom, this is for Dan's dad.
Yeah.
So, the other John.
Yeah, well. All right.
We thought about doing My Nana song, but we haven't done that one in a really long time. So
It's true. And we just did one that I hadn't done in forever, so let's do something
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I've played
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
once or twice in the last year.
give you a little break here. Yeah.
We used to talk by telephone every couple days. A quick hello to tell me about places on the way. But that was then, this is now, don't know where you are. And the telephone doesn't reach that far. We used to go for walks along the old dirt road. Autumn leaves changing from green to red and gold. But that was then, this is now, I'm driving your old car. And I don't think the roads go that far. I miss your voice, miss your touch, miss the smiles that we shared. I miss the way you listened, always seemed to care. Through the years I've realized those quiet times alone, that's what it meant to come back home. We used to chat by email in your later days. You'd tell me about treatments and the price you had to pay. But that was then, this is now, you're just a distant star. And the internet doesn't reach that far. Precious times remembered, quiet moments shared. Life is a journey, but it isn't always fair. Everywhere I ramble, every song I sing reminds me of those days and simple things. I miss your voice, miss your touch, miss the smiles that we shared. I miss the way you listened, always seemed to care. Through the years I've realized those quiet times alone, that's what it meant to come back home. We used to talk by telephone every couple days. For my dad.
Mm-hmm. And hi to Sue.
Hi, Sue. Great to have you on board.
Yeah.
Hope I have enough bandwidth to watch.
I hope you do too.
Yeah.
And if not, this sticks around for a while, and if you need to find some extra bandwidth somewhere, you can always watch it.
Yeah. We'll leave the video up on Facebook.
Yeah.
Actually, it'll be up on YouTube too. I think it's actually going out to our YouTube channel this time as well.
As opposed to Dan's private YouTube account, which
was
is
the
where
last one.
the last week's went. So, but they're always on Facebook.
Out
Take
there
it away,
somewhere.
John.
Yeah. I'll play you a song I wrote 21 years ago. First time I went to Sam W. I took a songwriting class, and this ended up being the song. Lower the jib, son, sail away. It's time to head back home. We fished and talked all today. Can't take these fish home. See the lights in this harbor town. See the shore come back around. time to go home. Sailed this bay so many times, just me and my dad. The way it looks now, that's a crime. What made this water bad? See the lights in this harbor town, see the shore come back around. It's time to go home. Wish that I could do something to make this water fine. 'Cause in my mind I know there's a way. Just take some time. See the lights of this harbor town, see the shore come back around. It's time to go home. Now my son works the sails. I taught him like my dad. Maybe when his son sails, his bay won't look so bad. See the lights of this harbor town, see the shore come back around. Time to go home. See the lights of this harbor town, see the shore come back around. It's time to go home.
Love that song.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks,
That's the one that
Dan.
you did based on Bo.
Based on Mike Delaney, and it's not the.
I was going to say it's
Mike
based on
Delaney.
Delaney,
I just-
and actually the great thing is that so Mike Delaney is another songwriter in the Boston area as a chemist, and has been working for all of these years to clean up Boston Harbor, and has done pretty well at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And now he's writing basically a musical about our political times. So
he's been writing some great pieces.
a
for
song
that.
a week.
Yeah.
Gotta love him.
Well, we thought we'd follow that with a hopeful song.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before we do that, I just want to point out, Sue, if you're still listening, this is the
Upright,
dulcimer
full.
that I got at Warren May's shop last year
When we were down visiting in
when we were
Berea.
down in Berea,
Yeah.
and I am loving it.
Yep.
And I am very sad to hear that Warren closed his shop.
Yeah. Ready?
Yep.
Where do we start? We started. Cast aside your deepest fears, worries of your mind. The universe will reveal a path for you to find as we try to organize the burdens of our lives. Set aside the time to seek the wisdom of the light. So laugh together every day. Though there may be sorrow, only love will show the way. cares and the sun, to the voices of the trees. Lift your arms like branches, reaching for a gentle breeze. We build walls round ourselves, let them not become a prison. Open doors and windows wide, peace and joy, your new vision. So laugh together every day, though there may be sorrow, only love will show the way to a bright tomorrow. So laugh together every day, though there may be sorrow, only love will show the way to a bright tomorrow. Yeah.
So I had a little problem with that song. And that I wanted to adjust where the dulcimer was in my lap. I'm wearing shorts.
You're stuck.
It stuck to my leg.
Oh,
You have to get those things that
I gotta get possum pads from Tom.
Yeah.
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 that Tom makes.
But
Yeah.
yeah, our very youngest fan is head over heels for that song.
Is he really?
Melissa's little boy.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a fun song. I like that song.
Take it away.
So I'll do you a silly song. Sometimes when I make up a song, I make up like a little backstory for the characters and things, and kind of write it out to see what the character is like before I put them in the song, or while I'm working on the song. This song's backstory became 60,000 words, and you can actually buy it on Kindle if you want to. This is it's a made-up song about a place that used to be a real place near me called the Embers Cocktail Lounge, and you've got to picture it. It was built in like the 40s, this iteration of it, and the inside was all red naga hide, and any animal rights people don't feel bad because at the time nagas weren't endangered, so it's all red naga hide and dark paneling, and this is a character that lives in there. He sits at the end of the bar every night. His name is Tony. Neon is purple and pink. I stepped in for a drink. The bar stools are plastic and the TV's erratic. I'm in the embers again. The paneling's seen better days. Old and always this way. Glasses are clouded, and its bar's never crowded. I'm in the embers again. The pool table has a few tears, like most of the chairs. Dartboards hung too low, and most folks are solo. I'm in the embers again. But it's not too late, and I can't wait. I'll be here for the rest of the night. If I go home, would I be home? Would I find that home is alright? Once I was a big wheel, I made some big deals, but that was back when, and I was hot then. It's just the embers again. Well, we have our hero Tony. You have to picture him. He's sitting at the end of the bar, and he's nursing like his second Bud Light of the evening. And his dinner consists of peanuts from a little wooden bowl at the corner of the bar. He's a little older. He's kind of approaching his sell-by date. He's got that shoe polish black hair thing going, his old disco shirt on. And he starts chatting up this woman sitting on the corner of the bar, who's probably about as close to her sell-by date as he is. She's got bleached blonde hair and tight red jeans. And she's drinking a margarita or not really paying attention to him. She's just staring at herself in the mirror. And he says to her, he says, you know, I used to be a double knot spy, and I would go all over Europe and do spy things in my Aston Martin DB9 with the little button that spewed oil out the back. I used to have a Chevy that did that. Didn't have the little button, it just spewed the oil. And he says, I'd like to take you to Europe. He says, I've been to Paris, and I've been to Rome, been to Belgium, I've been to Liechtenstein. And she looked at him kind of dismissively and said, you know, I've never been east of Lynn, which a friend of mine tells me is the ocean, by the way. He says, well, I could take you tonight. I could take you to the Riviera tonight. She goes, I'd like to go to the Riviera. He goes, oh, that's cool, because it's parked out back.
I love that song. And
That was goofy enough, huh?
oh, totally. And the book is awesome.
Yeah.
We got ourselves a copy and read it cover to cover. And
You're the guys.
yeah.
Somebody had to buy it.
Yeah. And
It's fun.
And I could see the characters.
Yeah.
And some of them looked more familiar than others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them you may have known.
Just a few, yeah. It was a good time.
Mm.
So,
Well, we were trying to figure out what to follow that with and decided it needed, well, maybe a little humor. See if I can get
see if you can do that without killing yourself, and get the guitar set down while I'm holding the note for you.
When it's time to say goodbye to an old and faithful friend.
When she's gone as far as she can go, and this is the end.
We'll think about the good
And
times
the places that we've seen.
as they haul her off to meet her end, now called recycling. Her once fine threads are frayed and wearing thin.
Her sure footing, well, it's dancing round again.
Incontinence, leaving puddles.
Behind her on the floor.
Lost your wipers
Hubcaps.
and fuel filler door. We get attached to our cars. They say a lot about who we are. But when it's time to say goodbye,
We leave 'em with the used car guy.
or send 'em to the crusher by and by. I miss my old VW Bug, all those vacuum lines and spark plugs, heater boxes.
Carburetor.
Fix it yourself, and you'll get there.
Later.
Each new car we get has new gadgets to try.
Not much more to distract us when our task should be to drive.
They have a mind of their own.
Computers, some use the phone.
And a voice in the dashboard tells you how to get back home. We get attached to our cars. They say a lot about who we are. But when it's time to say goodbye,
we leave them with the used car guy.
or send them to the crusher by and by. Send their souls to that scrapyard in the sky.
For our dear departed Volvo.
That one's always fun. And by the way, hi to Christine and Aiden, who
Hey, you guys.
tuned in from South Carolina.
So how many 100,000 miles did your Volvo have on it when you got rid of it?
It made it a little bit past 100,000.
Did it? I thought
It
it was
was-
about 70, but
No, it was just over 100, but it had 3 or 4 throttle bodies, all covered by Volvo. They
Wow.
extended the warranty forever on the throttle bodies because they kept failing.
and when we traded it, it was in beautiful physical shape and
It
mechanical
died of
shape.
terminal computer network failure. They kept trying to replace computer modules, but you like this, John. The connectors for the CAN bus,
Oh, yeah.
they soldered them to the boards. They didn't bolt them or use push-throughs or anything. So they would vibrate and the solder would crack.
And
Yeah.
they wired them like you wire Christmas tree lights. So if one module went, they all went.
Oh,
fun.
yeah. That's part of the nickel and diming of automobiles these days.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then one of my high school friends said, "Oh, by the way, Ichi is another high school friend, Japanese kid, was the lead designer on that car."
Itchy should have known better.
Take it away.
I had that happen to the nav system in my Acura I used to have. That's when I traded it in. Okay, since we're talking about cars, let's see. I haven't done this song in a long time. I hope I remember it. This is a song about automotive disappointment. And actually, they played this on Car Talk once. I was very excited. Well, I used to dream about a 63 split window coupe with white interior and racing tires. I would drive it round the loop. I'd take that car up 128 and north on Old Route 1 all the way to Cadillac Mountain, where I'd watch the rising sun. Take that car out every weekend, polish all the chrome, fill the gas, check the oil. Sid, tell me, how are things at home? Once I dreamed I'd take that car all the way out west. We'd drive through Kansas at 100 miles an hour. We wouldn't stop to rest. Drive that car to the top of Pikes Peak, and I'd burn the brakes coming down. Stop in Denver to see my brother, then cruise all over town. Life is funny in its own little ways. You do the best you can. You never get that split window coupe. You get a mortgage and a minivan. Not complaining, it's just that I would sometime like to drive the loop with my blue-eyed darling and my old dreams in my split window coupe. Used to dream about a 63 split window coupe.
one. I always, for some reason, I always think of Rick Cooper when you sing that one because I know he's particularly fond of it.
Rick,
And he gave you a little.
He gave you the little
model.
point. The
he
little
gave me a
tone.
model one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
It wasn't this one though. It was another one.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, we thought we'd do something that's also a bit on the melancholy side.
And wishing you were someplace that you aren't.
Yeah, and this one's for all our Sam W. friends, especially. Ready?
Yeah.
In my mind, I see the inn and rocking chairs. Sit myself down in cool evening air. It's gathering time, yet I sit here alone. My heart aches to be there, my favorite home. Pull out my guitar, just another night. Sing my songs, try to play all right. In another town, and though the folks are kind, I long to be with you up there among the pines. 'Cause I'm homesick tonight for a place that's not my home, for a family I miss wherever I roam. When we're together, troubles depart. When we're together, strengthens the heart. Up by the lake, you're all gathered round, filling the air with joyous sound. Echoes of laughter, oh so divine. The sound of your singing, sweeter than wine. 'Cause I'm homesick tonight for a place that's not my home, for a family I miss wherever I roam. When we're together, singing with glee. When we're together, all can be free. Well, I made my own choices, no cause to complain. But summertime skies starting to wane. As I look up at bright evening stars, I dream of that place where you all are. 'Cause I'm homesick tonight for a place that's not my home, for a family I miss wherever I roam. On the shores of a lake, buildings of wood, where I long to be, where I'm understood, where I long to be, where I'm understood.
For all our Sam W. buddies.
Yeah, we're missing that this year.
Yeah. Well, we were talking to Carolyn a couple of weeks back, and we were talking about, doing it virtually wasn't going to work because, we all need to sort of be there together.
Yeah.
Because you can't jam virtually. And there's no way that we could practice social distancing because you get 100, really close folkies up together. We're going to hug.
Yeah.
There's just no stopping us. So,
Yeah.
probably just as well they canceled it. But, man, it hurts.
I hope next year.
I'm hoping too.
On the bright side, I've already got next year paid for. Okay, this is a newish song. It's only a couple of weeks old or so. And I wrote it for some friends of mine that I felt that if I get a little political for a second, I've gotten taken in by certain current political types. When the train left the station, it left you far behind, with your suitcase and your wishes, and a bag of wine. This is not a train that was meant for you, hijacked by a comfortable view. This is not the train to glory, not even to glory land. This is a train to nowhere, no one takes a stand. It is not a train that was meant for you, hijacked by a devious few. When this train hits the next curve without ever slowing down and leaves the railbed, destroys the next town, it is not a train that was meant for you, hijacked by a self-serving few. This is not the train that Tom built, he's spinning in his grave. It's not the track that laid out Philadelphia that day. This is not a train that was meant for you, hijacked by the backslapping few. The conductor punched your ticket and then threw you off the train so you could watch it drive off, standing in the rain. It is not a train that was meant for you, hijacked by a comfortable few.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, hadn't heard
Well, it
that
is
one.
new, but he says
That's
3
true.
weeks old, so
That's
we haven't
He's an
been
accordion.
together, so
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
good stuff. We were thinking about the fact, I was like, oh, we should follow that with a train song, and we sort of really don't have a train song.
That's my only train song. Oh, I get another train song too.
Yeah.
But
I think I might have something else, but this one came to mind. So there was banjo. Christine says that the bass didn't come through well enough without headphones on her end, so
Yeah.
we'll have to
We've
turn that up a little bit.
We've got we got it plugged into an amp because otherwise you'd never be able to hear it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Still working out this one microphone thing, getting used to it, but it's not too bad.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll do this one. It's especially with Sue on, because this happened
Down in Kentucky.
in Kentucky. Is
Yeah.
the backstory. So we'll sing the song and then we'll tell the story about it. All right. Boss man says dig a hole in the ground, deep black hole in the ground. He stays up while we go down, deep black hole in the ground. Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole in the ground, deep black hole in the ground. Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole in the ground. There's coal in that deep dark ground, coal in that deep dark ground. Way down in that deep dark mine, deep black hole in the ground. Danger's never far behind, deep black hole in the ground. Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole in the ground, deep black hole in the ground. Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole in the ground. There's coal in that deep dark ground, coal in that deep dark ground. Foreman says gotta organize, deep black hole in the ground. Go on strike for someone dies, deep black hole in the ground. Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole in the ground, deep black hole in the ground. Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole in the ground. There's coal in that deep dark ground, coal in that deep dark ground. Walk that picket line, have your say, deep black hole in the ground. Live to see another day, deep black hole in the ground. Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole in the ground, deep black hole in the ground. Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole in the ground. There's coal in that deep dark ground, coal in that deep dark ground. No more coal until we win, deep black hole in the ground. Till that day we won't go in that deep black hole in the ground. Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole in the ground, deep black hole in the ground. Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole in the ground. There's coal in that deep dark ground, coal in that deep dark ground. That one's actually a little bit of work on the banjo. And I did choose quite a brisk tempo on that.
You
tonight.
did, which it needs a brisk tempo. So
The bit of backstory. So there was a mine down in Kentucky. I think it was last year that the miners got locked out. They didn't get paid, and the coal company, the management, is like starting to load up a coal train, and they're going to go and sell that. And the miners,
who were not unionized, I might add.
they set up camp on the tracks, and they blocked
Yeah.
the train.
And the train engineers who were unionized looked at that and said, "We stand behind you, and
Can we go home?"
we stand by what you're doing, but we kind of need the engines for some other stuff. So if we decouple the coal cars from the engine, if you let us take the engine, we'll leave you the coal cars." And the miners looked at that and said,
Fair
"Works
deal.
for us." And they were several months like that. And
They eventually got paid. They didn't get paid for their benefits and stuff, but they got the checks
they
that
at
had
least got
bounced.
their back pay.
Apparently, they'd been given checks. They deposited them, and then the money bounced
Oh,
in the original. So,
Nice warm fuzzy.
but yeah. So
I've had that happen in the past. Hey, Harriet's watching.
Hey,
You still there, Harriet? How's your arm, hun?
Hello.
Sending you love and healing thoughts for your arm. Ouch.
yeah.
And if you
She'll be
pick the
back
color
playing
of your
guitar
cast,
soon, I
remember
hope.
you're a winter Harriet.
All right. Take it away, John.
Alrighty.
Yes,
This is another one I haven't done in a while. This actually came from one of our serendipity song challenges. The challenge was Winds of Change, and I'm rather hoping this fall bodes winds of change. Fallen leaves blowing by my window, covering up my green grass. Fallen leaves, nobody wants them. It just means snow's coming fast. The wind blows from the north, get your coat. Time to stack the wood, pull out the boat. Fallen leaves, the weather's changing. Get your gloves and say a prayer. Fallen leaves, bare trees and bushes. Summer's gone, you're still here. The wind blows from the north, get your coat. It's time to stack the wood, pull out the boat. Winds of change are in the forecast. Nothing stays the same always. Winds of change, no one will warn you to watch out for winds of change. Winds of change, no one will warn you to watch out for winds of change.
Nice.
nice. I was trying to remember which serendipity night that would have
It
been.
was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the prompt was?
I think the prompt was winds of change.
I'll have to try to figure out what we did for that.
or the Schadenfreude one. One of those.
Oh, was it Sisters of Schadenfreude? No.
No, it doesn't
That
sound
can't-
like
it can't
Sisters
be
of
that.
Schadenfreude. I don't think any
I know
of us
you did
kept
that
those
one.
songs.
I know you did that one with us and with Wanda. But
Yeah, and I think the only person who had a song that was worth keeping was Wanda.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember what we wrote.
Are you
for
guys
that.
still there? We can't hear you.
You can't hear us.
Really?
Oh, never mind.
Oh.
Oh.
Technical difficulty.
Uh-oh, he's come unplugged. That's not the unplugged you want to be playing.
That's
That better?
Yeah,
Hey.
Yeah, when they say playing unplugged, that's not what they meant.
I know.
Oh,
I forgot these headphones had a unplug on them.
yeah.
That's a bummer.
It's actually useful. It's some of the ones that Eric's studio had that, because that way you could replace the cord when you destroyed it in the studio.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that way you could put your instrument on and then plug the headphones back in,
Well, that'd
rather
be
than
awkward, but
than tucking the cable under your shoulder.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we got one more to do,
Yeah.
because we're trying to keep these to like an hour. So we'll close out with a song that I think, was this on the new album? I think it's on the new album.
Could be.
Anyway,
Maybe.
I think we did.
It's been a while.
Life is strange.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is called Harvest Time, and so we'll play this, and then we'll bring John back on the screen, and then we'll chat for a minute and say goodbye. So, here we go. All right, another one we haven't played in a bit. Ready?
Yep.
Crisp New England air on an autumn morning. Songbirds at the feeder greet sunrise as they sing. Leaves begin to fade in colors bright and bold. Whispers on the wind, another year grows old. The passing of the seasons, summer into fall. Soon enough, winter winds will sound their siren call. The years pass too quickly, and still we can't complain. Come next year, we'll be right here rejoicing again. So set the table, light the candles, it's harvest time once more. Sunny days, chilly nights, wind knocks at the door. Apple pie from the oven, sure to delight. Celebrate this bounty in autumn's fading light. Clouds soar overhead through gently swaying trees. In this time of dreams and joyful memories, the firewood is stacked and the peaches have been canned, working hand in concert with the land. So set the table, light the candles, it's harvest time once more. Sunny days, chilly nights, wind knocks at the door. Apple pie from the oven, sure to delight. Celebrate this bounty in autumn's fading light. Harvest time is bittersweet, we cannot help but sigh. Another trip around the sun, days are passing by. As we settle into winter and cold winds start to blow, we'll think about next season and the crops that we will grow. There's taters in the cellar and wheat to see us through. The kale will winter over till springtime skies turn blue. Set the table, light the candles, it's harvest time once more. Sunny days, chilly nights, wind knocks at the door. Apple pie from the oven, sure to delight. Celebrate this bounty in autumn's fading light. Celebrate together on this joyful night. Harvest time, which is coming up.
Yeah. We've been harvesting zucchini, so, and I don't know whether it's the heat or what. You know, I've noticed that there, you know, some lizards and stuff, when you get them warm, they move faster. I think Dan is part lizard. 'Cause
Well,
that's like the fastest I think we've ever played.
it was fun. It was fun. Although I was sticking to the neck of the guitar, which was not helping matters.
Yeah. So, and that's not to say that he's, you know, one of the lizard people that inhabits, you know, Washington D.C. But
I never would have expected he would be.
Yeah, an item from today's news or yesterday's news.
yeah.
I saw that.
It's a very weird world.
Yes.
Yeah, I love Debbie.
just
Says,
getting
listen to
weirder.
that mandolin go. Yep.
That mandolin was paddling quick to keep up, believe me. Yes.
Yeah, it makes it fun. That's a little
Yeah.
faster than we did it on the CD, I think. So,
Oh, yeah.
but well, thank you so much, John, for joining
Yeah.
us.
Oh, thanks
It's
for
so great
inviting
to
me.
get to hear some of your songs. 'Cause,
And especially since you've got some new ones too.
Yeah.
So this is awesome.
and one of these years,
We'll do it in
let's
person.
do some more shows together because
Yeah.
we always love jumping in, harmonizing, and
Yeah, and
All that kind of
heaven knows
stuff.
we were harmonizing, you know, tonight, but
Just nobody could hear
nobody
that,
hear it but
so.
us.
Yeah.
So,
I missed that.
Yeah, I know. So coming up in 3 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks we'll
2
have
weeks.
John with us again.
Yep.
And Shanna in a Dress from out in Colorado will be joining us as well for that'll be the Serendipity Songwriter Showcase virtual edition.
Yeah.
Since Serendipity is open but not for seating
Not-
inside.
Yeah, and they're not doing entertainment yet.
Yeah. No
So
places
and
yet.
our theme for that evening is change.
Yep.
And so you will be hearing 4 brand new songs written on the theme of change.
I guess that means I should write something.
Yeah, me
There
too.
So have you guys? I don't know if you've noticed it up there, but down here, whenever I go into a store now, there's a sign about there's a change shortage. Apparently.
Yeah, nobody's using cash. They're all using credit cards, and
Yeah.
so there's no changing hands. So yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that, but
Well, the
yeah,
other
I've
thing
read
is
about
the
it.
few times I've paid cash for anything, which is very rare, I then took the change, threw it in my pocket, and I wasn't going to spend it somewhere else because the change then needed to be sanitized.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I've just been using the credit card or the Apple Pay.
yeah.
Exactly.
There's one place where we went out for sorbet that was cash
They only take cash,
So,
so we had to use cash there.
But-
But yeah, absolutely everywhere else it's credit.
yeah.
And even at that, if we use the actual physical card, we then
Spray.
spray it down with hand sanitizer and
Oh,
stuff.
Mostly I pay with the watch.
Yeah.
Hooray
You
for
can't.
life.
You can't use. I can't use my phone because it's Face ID,
Oh yeah.
and it
And
doesn't.
if you're wearing a mask,
It doesn't work.
there are certain advantages to the one that has the little thumbprint thing on it.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll
So-
get you a new phone.
I know
You
you'll
won't
get me a
have
new
that anymore.
phone, and I won't know how to use it anymore.
Anyway,
How come
we
the
should say goodnight.
paranoids haven't got? How come the paranoids haven't gotten into wearing a mask so that the secret police cameras can't track
Well,
them?
in fact, this is a thing that a lot of stores are deploying cameras with face recognition stuff for security.
Yeah.
and the masks cannot
break it. So
Pick that up. So
You-
yeah,
you
those people who are anti-mask shouldn't
think-
be.
you'd
Yeah, I
think
know.
more of those conspiracy theorists would be wearing masks for just that reason.
That's
Yep.
right.
Oh, well.
Crazy people.
Yeah.
It was
Anyway,
nice seeing you guys and hearing you guys.
Me
tonight.
too.
Thanks.
and you.
Thanks, John, and
Thanks
thank
for
you to
having me.
everyone.
We'll
who's
see you in
doing
2
it.
weeks, and we're probably going to do another one of these next Wednesday, but I'll have the details online shortly.
Yeah, as soon as we figure out who we're doing it with.
No, have fun.
Thanks, John. Good
Thanks,
night,
John.
all.
guys.
Good night,
See you
everybody.
all soon.